Yo, what's up guys? Nandra here. Welcome to another video. Now, to continue the the video upload marathon, because as you know, today I've uploaded about 6 videos, 7, I don't even know. But the point is I've uploaded a lot, and I still have some more games to show you. Alright, so these videos are actually games. Now, holy shit. Alright, so I had dailies today. It was win 1 as Havencraft, which I did. And then I had win 4 as Runecraft. Now these fucking Runecraft games, holy, God. These games were very, very difficult. Well, not all of them, because the last one was relatively easy. But these games were very, very tense. If you've ever wanted to see a value matchup, this would be a good example of a faster deck going into that value grind game later in the game, just because that's what Dirt can, well, at least that's what my list of Dirt can transition to, just because I'm running Professor Taboos, who he lets you swing back a lot of board states, especially later in the game when you might not have Evo test. So let me go and show you guys the deck list. Now you've already seen this deck. It's literally just my fast deck. If you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and try to drop a link down in the description below. But yeah, so I don't think I've changed anything about the list, just because I haven't really been tinkering as much as I would like this month. Just really busy, and also just uploading a lot of videos. So I'm gonna skip the first Haven game, because I don't remember what happened in that, and I'm pretty sure it's the second Haven game that's intense, because I was versus Stormhaven, and I don't know who's favored in this matchup, because I don't really play this matchup that often, but it gets very, very close, because you both have similar degrees of the same strong plays that you can make. He has Garuda Tea Time, I have Illusionist plus Professor. However, his deck definitely has way more out of hand damage than mine does, so I have to be very, very careful about any damage that I take. Now my hand is kind of bad because I'm missing a 2 and I'm going first. So if he has a 2, and if he's an aggressive deck, which again he is, then we'd be in trouble, because he has the Goblin, but I don't see a 2-drop. If I had seen a 2-drop here, this game would have been significantly easier, just because I would have been able to clean up his 2-drop, I would have been able to clean up his 1-drop, contest his 2-drop, and then broken up the neutral chain early. However, I do not get to do that, so now I'm going to be relying on this Goblin Mage to start putting in some work. It does pull me to Levi, so next turn is most likely gonna be Halo Golem to ping off this board and start trying to get some headway into clearing it. I will thankfully be able to break up the majority of the board. The majority of the board. I do see the Piercing Rune. The Piercing Rune is nice, because the Piercing Rune it lets me go turn 5 Piercing Rune, Levi, Crimson Stork if I want. So I'm going to take a value trade here, because even if he wants to play Carrot, he has to trade the Carrot into me. Now here, he goes ham, because he has second Faria. Faria is secretly, well, I'm not going to say she's OP, but I will say that she's a very, very strong win con, especially when paired with Alice, because suddenly you just kind of make a board out of scraps, and you just, you get a whole bunch of stats at once. As long as the Faria buffs at least 1 card, she's effectively a 4-mana 5/5. If she buffs 2 cards, she's a 4-mana. Sorry, she's a 2-mana. I'm sorry, 2-mana 6/6. Okay, but it's the best kind of stats, because it's split across multiple creatures. So that makes it so that you have easier trades. Now here, he does revenge kill my Halo Golem with this Kaiser, and then now he has a 4/2 and a 3/3. However, he did play into Levi, and yeah, we're just gonna go and do that. Now it is unfortunate that I've now seen my Goblin Mage now, because next turn it's gonna make my turns kind of awkward, because most likely I'm gonna want / be forced to play Professor. But I'm gonna try my best to try to go ahead and slow roll the Professor as long as possible, just because again, if he eventually runs out of Evos, which is not looking likely, because I've had to make all of the Evos this game. But if he eventually runs out of Evos, then this Professor can go ahead and clean them up. Now here he goes Eagle, man, with the Eagle kick. And this was actually really annoying because it is a 4-5 that I can't clear, and I don't want to use Professor. I only want to use Professor when I know it's gonna get me 2 kills. Now, if you're wondering why I decided to use Petrification there, I used it because taking 4 damage is too much. If he evolves that for pressure, I can't clear that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just take the damage now by just using the Petrification without the Earthright Enhance. And then next turn I'll have some options. I am gonna take some damage here, but that's fine because in my hand I have Crimson Sorcery plus Professor. Now what I can do is I can go Crimson Sorcery on this creature with the Professor in play. The Professor will give me a token. I can evolve the token. I can have the token kill something else, get another token, and I'll be in a good spot because I'll have a 4-2, I'll have a 4-2, a 2-2, and a 3-5, and this will be fine. But again, most likely, I'm gonna want to try to slow roll this Professor as long as possible, just because again, like he's starting to run out of cards. So because he's starting to run out of cards, this is gonna be nice for me, just because like when he eventually runs out of cards, this Professor will go ahead and destroy him. But I am gonna take quite a bit of damage here though, so that's unfortunate. So here I go Dwarf Alchemist, and I really wanted to heal, but I really wanted to get the search as well. So I have to go and compromise here, and I'm just going to, and I believe I take another value trade. Okay, no. I do get scared of the 4 of the 8 damage on board, and I just go and clear. Now here he goes Garuda. Thankfully, this is the Garuda without an amulet to pop. Garuda's strength in this matchup is that like he can pop an amulet, like say a Beast Call, and then suddenly you have to deal 3 creatures all at once, and you've already taken 5 damage. So I am still taking a lot of damage here, but this is fine because here I can just go Wizardess, draw 1, and then petrify my opponent. Now he's going to assume that I have spell cards. Most likely, he's probably gonna like clear. Now this is a mistake. He should have just gone face. Just go face. Just go face. But thankfully, because he's done that, he's now giving me a chance to come back into this game. If I can draw a sigil off the top here, I'll be in a really good spot. I draw the sigil off the top. All right, so I get to go Master Mage Levi, full clears board, draw a card. If I draw a Dwarf Alchemist, I'll be in a great shape. Alright, so I don't draw the Dwarf Alchemist, but I do get a Red Hot Ritual. This is still pretty good. Now, what I can do next turn is I can go and clear, or so I thought, because then he played Garuda. So now I'm at 1. Thankfully, though, I do not have to worry about Grimnir. Because Grimnir would have been unfortunate for me, because here, I'm finally at the Promised Land. I can go ahead and clear his board again. I can also, if I draw another sigil, I can go and heal the next turn. And I'll be in a really great spot. I believe here is why I go ahead and make tokens with taboos. I'm not sure. Okay, no. I just decided to go for the fuck words. I just decided to go for the Master Mage play. All right. Now I should have gone for the Levi. Sorry, not Levi. I should have gone for the Professor. However, in my mind, I did not think I could clear all 3 things at once, which again, which as you see here was a mistake, because now he has 2 4-5s, and now I need to rip another sigil off the top in order to be alive here, because now he has a 4-4, a 4-5, and a 4-5. So this is gonna be a struggle. But thankfully, I rip it off the top. Bogchamp. Alright, sorry about that, especially about the voice crack. Anyway. So now I just go ahead and I just make a bunch of tokens with the Professor, because now he's out of cards, and I have unlimited cards. Unlimited zombie works. and this Professor's putting me in a good spot, because now I can set up 2-turn lethal. I just need him to not rip Garuda off the top. No Garuda off the top, no Dance of Death, I win. Thankfully, with this Professor in play, all I can do is I can just go ahead and value trade into these tokens, and then I just I physically don't lose damage for doing that. So here I will use the piercing rune. Now by using the piercing rune, I've now effectively locked myself out of board slots this game, because anytime I kill something, Professor's just gonna make another token, whether or not I want him to. But that's fine, because this game is really just gonna come down to, can he top deck the 1 damage? He's already used like one Angel Thwart, so he physically has to see exactly Dance of Death or some form of immediate Storm card in Haven, which is only Moon Owl Mirage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make the trades. By drawing the piercing rune, I can now physically set up the 1 turn, set the 2 turn lethal better, and now I have an additional token to help me go through wards if he decides to play them. But thankfully he doesn't top deck it, so we win. Haha, hype. Alright. But yeah, like that game, it honestly just came down to me being as patient as I did, and then also my opponent punting. Like, he needed to go face that 1 turn, but I don't know why he didn't. Like, he just kind of freaked out because, you know, Oz, and I guess he expected me to have like a bunch of like 1-cost spells in my hand that I just, you know, didn't want to play. But I'm dirt, buddy. I don't play spells. Alright, so this next game is gonna be for Sportscraft. Now versus Sportscraft, I don't even know who's supposed to be favored, just because like a lot of times like I usually win, but like the games take a while, even though the deck's supposed to be a fast deck. Yes, I know. Most likely he's neutral, but now I need to ascertain whether or not he's neutral. He's like a neutral mid-range deck, or if he's neutral control, or if he's neutral aggro. Because yes, Forest does have distinctions in the 3. Sorry about that. Okay, so if you're wondering why I played out the Witch's Cauldron first before the Scrapland Smelter, it's because, well, yes, I have a 2-drop. He missed his 1-drop, so and my hand is awful right now. Like it needs to pick up. Like it's not the worst thing, but it's not the best thing either. So here I just go ahead and go Dwarf Hulk. He plays second Unica. He gets space. Now here I'm just gonna go ahead and play Grimnir and trade. The reason why you trade is because if he has Alice, you get punished so hard if you don't go face, or sorry, if you don't trade. So thankfully I do see the Levi. So now most likely what I'm gonna do is gonna go Levi next turn, Halo Golem the turn after that, and then hopefully see what I get off the top. Alright, so there was a lot of merit, and I mean a lot of merit to me using this Red Hot Ritual here. However, I decided to go ahead and gamble, just because I know that Forest has a difficult time clearing things behind a ward, because like their only swing card Evo that they have is Rose Gardener, which never sees play, and the other swing card Evo is Tina. Like, if he doesn't have Tina, I'm in a good spot. Because the ward will let me maintain a 4/1 going into my next turn, and a 4/1 is a lot of damage. So I go ahead and I use the Crimson Sorcerer here basically as an investment play. I want that 1 extra damage. I do, like, because 1 extra damage means it's gonna be like a lot more difficult for him to deal with it. Because like if he doesn't have removal play here, he physically has to give me an Evo to remove this ward. Because if he doesn't remove this ward, that I just get to keep doing this to him. So again, I'm taking a gamble here. It could pay off, it could not pay off, but that's fine. The gamble does not pay off. Not like this. He then plays Wood of Brambles. I haven't actually seen this card that much. I usually only see it on like versus PTP. PTP Forest. I don't actually think that. Well, I don't actually know if the card's like that good. Like it seems like it would be, but I don't know. So here, I just go ahead and top deck second Levi, and I just go ahead and evolve and trade. I don't play the sigil here just because again you need to make sure they only have like they have like two sigils max going into your turn, unless of course you know they're going to be playing something that's not Professor. They can then afford to like have more sigils in play, but for the most part usually you want to hold the sigils. Now for this turn, I debated a very long turn as to how I wanted to do this, because I really didn't want these. I really didn't want to have these more burn damage in order to get rid of this Tina. However, I really didn't want to get blown back by beating the beast. So ultimately, what I decided to do is I just go for the full clear, and then developing the Dwarf Alchemist, because I've only used one Evo. Or sorry, I lied. I've actually used two. I've used two Evos on Levi's, but I really wanted to get the third Levi Evo. That's fine. That's fine. Two's good enough. Additionally, my hand is looking kind of weird. Like if I can find an Oz very quickly, I'll be in a really great shape. Just because the majority of my hand is easily disposable. However, here he plays out the Goblin Leader. Now this Goblin Leader, very annoying because I'm out of Evos and he has a board now. So I have to physically give him a lot of cards in order to get rid of this Goblin Leader, because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to get any bigger. I don't want to make more tokens unless I have AoE. I don't have AoE in my hand though. So here I just go ahead and empty out my hand. I also go ahead and use some Crimson Sorcerer here because again I'm trying to preserve the board now, because he's out of cards in hand as Force, which is dangerous for him. And if I can stretch my board value now, I'll be in a really great shape. So here he goes. He dumps his whole hand. Now if I have the Professor Taboos, or if I have the Master Mage Levi here, he lost this game. But I don't, which is unfortunate. But that's fine. That's fine, because now what I can do is I can just go Earth Essence into Oz, draw 3, and then use the Petrify here. Because he's out of cards in hand, this Beauty and the Beast is no longer terrifying, and I can just go face. I don't need to trade, because he's gonna make the trade for me, because he wants me to potentially mill cards, or at least I would assume so. However, this player is smarter than my last opponent, and decides to actually that's better just smork and just try to trade value for value. But that's fine, because I have more value than him, because I control a billion cards to his like 4, well 5. So I do go ahead and heal this turn, just because like it fit my curve. Additionally, by healing, I make sure that there's no way he can cheese me out with anything crazy. He does get the Goblin King though. The Goblin King is annoying, but that's fine, because I ripped the Halo Golem off the top. So I just go Halo Golem, ping the Goblin King, play Professor. Now playing this Professor here was very greedy. I only did it because I'm not expecting him to play Bahamut and stuff like that, because he's playing goblins. Well, why would you play Bahamut? Why would you play Bahamut as well? So again, I'm just gonna go face here. He needs to be able to do, what is that, 8 damage from hand, 9 damage, something like that. But he can't physically do that, so he's gonna lose here. Like, this game really just came down to my opponent. Like, he didn't see the Beauty and the Beast. Well, I mean, even if he did, I had the Petrify for it. But he didn't see the Beauty and the Beast. His Alice and Farrier procs were very negligible. Like, the strength of both Alice and Farrier is when you get to make, well, in the case of Farrier, is when you get to make as wide a board as possible, and in the case of Alice, is when you hit a lot of your strong utility creatures. Like, if you buff a goblin, that's whatever. However, if you buff something like, say, Hector, that's a different story entirely. Now, for this last game, this game is going to be versus Swordcraft. Now, Runecraft versus Swordcraft, at least from my experience, like, I usually tend to win a lot of this, provided it's not, like, hyper aggro, just because, like, I know how to play around their cards, but they don't know how to play around me suddenly making a board from Professor. So I'm just gonna toss back the Petri and the Oz. I do get Illusionist as well as Grimner. Now this is not the best hand I could have gotten, because I'm on the play, so I need to draw 2 drop. But I draw Master Mage. Now Master Mage is good for when he uses Council of Cardinals. However, it's not good for this situation because, you know, 4 turns away is still a long time. I do get the Scrap Iron Smelter, which is fine. This is good because now I have 2 sigils in play. Now, one thing you have to worry about is obviously like, okay, well, where's my next sigil? Yeah, where's my next sigil gonna come from? Because clearly, as you can see here, I'm having a very, very slow start, but that's fine. So is he. He missed his 2 drop. I missed my 2 drop, so, you know, even. Nice. So here, he goes Shield of Flame. Now, this Shield of Flame is actually kind of annoying because, like, I needed my Grimnir to stay alive 1 turn. However, I draw the Piercing Rune off the top. You know, just lipping it right off the top. And I do go ahead and Piercing Rune this 1/2 just because I want to make it so wherever he plays next turn, it can be easily cleared. So he does go Goblin Leader, which will force an Evo from me. However, again, I'm still just, you know, ripping it right off the top. Levi. I'm also going to go ahead and Crimson Sorcery the 1/2 just because you do not want neutrals to stay in play. Because in the case of Sword, they can play you back in so many ways. They can use Rabbit Ear Attendant, they can use Maisie, they can use Alice, they can use Fairy. There's a lot of ways that Sword can play you back if you keep your neutrals in play. However, this is fine because now by him developing 2 creatures, he's giving me the best possible taboos I can get from Sword, in which I get to blow up 2 creatures, one of which is high value, as well as keep my Professor at above 5 HP. And then, you know, getting a torque, and then, you know, getting a token. So now I effectively have 9/9 worth of stats from that originated all from a 3/5, and also got to draw a card too. So hype. Additionally, by being able to play up my Professor first, I've now opened up the possibility of if he never makes an AOE, then what I can do is I can just go ahead and hold my Master Mage in my hand for as long as possible, and then when he finally does make a play, I can just go Illusionist, kill his creature, kill a second creature, make 2 more tokens. Feels amazing, man. So here, he does realize that he physically needs to clear this Professor, because if he doesn't, he gets blown back by Master Mage. However, you just gave me 5 face damage to make a trade, so that's really feels bad, man. I just go ahead and Halo Golem and then Grimnir. Now this is nice because again, I have several dudes that are protected that are now protected behind a ward, and he's Sword. He doesn't really have swing card evos like that. So here he just goes and goes second Alwitas. He does evo the Viking, or sorry, the Pirate. I'm sorry, the Pirate. However, I still have 4 damage in play. I also have a Professor just you know, chilling in my hand. So I do go ahead and use Illusionist now, because now it's fine to do that, because now he's out of evos. And he has to get rid of so many things in this 1 turn in order to, you know, be alive. And now I'm threatening 2 turn lethal. Like, if this Illusionist stays alive, I win. He does finally have the Council of Card Knights, and here he makes a questionable trade. I guess he didn't realize that the Illusionist was gonna banish the Professor this turn. So, you know, we take those, but it doesn't matter because the damage is done because I have lethal in my hand, because I just go ahead and petrify the ward, then I go ahead and Master Mage his face, and then I just go ahead and all face, dead. But yeah, like this game, like my opponent just had like a really slow start. I had a slow start as well. But however, my 6 drops were way better than his 6 drops, because again, the Professor just hard carried me here, because he was set up into a situation where he knew he physically had to clear this Professor, because if the Professor stayed alive for at least 1 more turn, I was gonna win. But his follow-up wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Like my follow-up was way better, and the tokens that I made from the Professor just, you know, carried me through, because they lived for like 3 turns. Like, and that's a lot of damage built up. That's like 8 damage from 2/2s. We take those. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and leave a like if you did. Let me know what you think about Fast Start, Sword, Havencraft, any of that down in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time.